Hey boardies, welcome to Amass Games. My name is Simon. Today we're going to set up, play and review for the game Fable in the L deck, this Wibble++ deck of cards, whereby you can use the same deck of cards, play multiple games, and there are 5 in this particular pack here. So in Fable, we are making a Fable, quite frankly. It's something I didn't get until after I played the game. It's a 15 to 30 minute game, 2 to 5 players, and it's a cooperative storytelling activity. So in this particular game, you will not need, or this particular deck, you will not need the rest of the cards apart from the ones you're referring to. So as with all the other games, typically you will only need 1 card or something like that. There are other games you can check out. So this is a 4K recording. Please hit the like button, share and subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the comments for your views on this. That would be obviously best in YouTube and the description in YouTube as well. There are other games you can see in the playlist for sub 5 bears such as Yogi Guru, as well as other games such as Counting Cats and also Whimsical Creatures amongst others. So, Fable. What you're trying to do is you can shuffle the deck of cards. It doesn't make much difference, to be honest, but always make sure the W is at the top just so you have things correctly orientated. Okay, so you're making up the 5 story elements initially in this Fable. So each player in turn flips a card face up and uses the 2 letters as initials of 2 words describing a story element. This will be an interesting one. Or owl voles or something like that. So a kind of vole that can turn its head around, or let's say owl of values. There we go. Values that owls hold to high degree, of course. I think I had a group of owls are called a parliament, something like that. So you're going to flip a card face up and use the 2 letters as initials of 2 words describing a story element, and then place the cards anywhere on a communal timeline. We're just going to have it obviously facing towards us here, and things will be pinging up here telling you what other videos you could be watching too. So watch those in due course once you've watched this the first time. So what this is going to be doing is dictating basically when the first certain elements will be featuring in the story. And after the 5th story element has been placed, let's just place out some other ones now, the storytelling begins. So if you've played games like Rory's Story Cubes, also check out that video for that. It's sold about 20 million copies. In this particular one, you're going to use elements from this to help tell your story. Now, the next player is going to flip a card face up and place it into the discard pile. We'll just leave it over here for the time being. And then tells the first sentence of that story. So we have some owl values. Let's say I'm doing it like this. Owl values tell late rats don't save claws in burrows. Let's say something like that. And then suddenly the house martin, and then what you're going to do is making a sentence. So it could be something like, the house martin comes home from an early day foraging at dawn, or something like that. Okay, and then they're going to say, then what's going to happen is they'll also say words starting with the bottom letter, which the next player must include in the next sentence. So we've said about this house martin, and then you're going to say something involving this one too. So you're going to say, the house martin went out foraging, came back at dawn, after dawn. The cat had been looking for a house martin and decided to call it a day as it had already eaten another house martin, which could have been from the same family. Remember, we have this story going on here, so we don't have to get it in straight away, but then we could do something else. That would go on top. I like leaving them out because it's nice to recall what the story is. But then what you're going to do is the next person is going to do it. Each subsequent player is going to flip another card, starting a sentence with the top letter, including the previous player's chosen word, then chooses a word starting with the bottom letter for the next player to include, okay? So, again, I like to incorporate into the word because I think it helps memory there. But it could be then say, everybody has been watching out for cats. And then that could be it. Everyone's watching out for cats. And then you could use the word, I don't know, porcupines. Okay, so then the next person has to say security in the animal kingdom has been on high alert for cats, and we've been using porcupines as defense. And then the word defense, or and then the word could be danger. So the next person is going to have to say owls have been defending us for a long time. And then the U could be, let's say the U could be underwater. So everywhere we go, going underwater has been really beneficial when avoiding certain things. Of course, the rats, the claws, we've got to watch out for the story. So that's going to keep on going again to get through all of these cards. Again, you're trying to tell a satisfying story which involves all of the chosen story elements. When you involve that leftmost element, of course, turn it sideways just to make sure that it's in your timeline. To be honest, I don't think that's necessary. It's a bit of admin. You can do it. I'm not saying it's a negative whatsoever. I'll get into my review in a second. But after turning over all the story elements, work together to reach that satisfying end. And on your turn, you can end the game by saying the end as well. So yeah, trying to pull that story back now and again. You can make your sentences as long as you like. We've had games go on for over an hour. And we had a great story about the Eel King. And we had... there are a lot of animals in that particular story with other people. I'm not saying I started off with animals, but I didn't even talk about the Eel King, but someone was trying to vindicate the person, the other person was trying to get the person put in jail. So all kinds of stuff were going on with the Eel King, which didn't really talk about the main character, the main protagonist, but it was very interesting to get that story resolved. Okay, so that's how it works. If anyone is happy, you all win, basically. So that's basically the game in a nutshell. And my review is 7.9, so it's very highly rating. You know, Dixit as a kind of thing. I mean, it's a storytelling game. If you like storytelling, this is going to go in the co-op playlist as well, of course. Very interesting. That has been in the Wibble++ box, which is in the L deck. So yeah, I've given you a review so far at time of recording, all of these games so far, apart from Grabble and Phrasal. So look forward to bringing you more about that. At time of recording, I have played Grabble. It was highly rated. In the last group I did play various games these from. Didn't get a chance to play Phrasal yet. I think with COVID there's been a bit of an issue, of course, with the number of people. So that's been fine. And if you haven't seen my other videos, you can check out the weighing for this if you want to see how much all my games weigh. And also you can see that these components last even when a very, very hot mug of hot peppermint tea went on it. These cards have gone through and absolutely been fine. So thanks for watching. Back to the table.